I don't know what I feel like doing today. Just feels like one of those I don't know days. I don't know. 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 Sure. We'll do this piece of root beer. Why not? Boy, I think I really need to get another one of these. Maybe if we work our way from here down this arch, coming from here, it might end up being underneath that. I don't know. Didn't necessarily work out like how I would see it in my mind, but it did work out. Stuff's definitely does what it wants, kind of. I really haven't worked much of this root beer, so I think I'm just gonna do this. Let's see, we're gonna braid away for convexity sake, and we're gonna braid for shifting the edge and angle. I don't know. It don't look good. It don't look good. The convexity in the ridge is not what it needs to be to take that flake. So I believe I'll just dive in there and just mess it all up. Oh, let's see here. So we can get a point of entry here somewhere to... It's not going to happen. Maybe right here. It's really not doing it. Okay, well, let's come all the way back here. I think first things first. Forget how tough this stuff is compared to all my other stone. This stuff really has its own toughness, that's for sure. Jeez. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to try to support it differently or something, because it's not. I just need little flakes, bro. Just to kind of curve out this little belly, man. Don't have to be that way. We really have to pick a point and start with intentionality. There we go. Or it's just not gonna. There we go. Or it's just not gonna have it. I wonder. I wonder. Let's see. See if I can obsidian flake this back some so that it's more usable. Well, I will do that later if I ever remember to. But what I can do is this is getting really, really flat. And that's probably a lot of what I'm fighting, is that it's hitting such a wide portion of the material that it's not trying to remove a flake, because it's dispersing the energy in too many different directions. So we're gonna give this a little bit more of a tip. And I'm sure more soft materials like obsidian would just fan out and go, but this stuff is not soft, and hence it's not gonna fan out and go. So, yeah, look at there. That responded. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What am I doing today? I don't know. Playing around. That's what I'm doing. Discovery Thursday. What happens if I try to bite off a bigger piece? Does it snap? Does it go? Yeah, look at that. It really just looked like the platform and everything for that maneuver was correct. So I went for it. I'm curious up here now that it's, we got a sharper little point. Yeah. It's doing a lot more. Not trying to drive long flakes here. I'm actually, convexity. trying to prepare an angle that I can then prepare a platform on that'll hopefully go the right direction to level all of this out with this step fracture. Why is that my goal? I don't know. Looks like it might do it. Let's find out. Right there. Right there. Oh, look at that. It did it. Oh, where's my little... Yeah. Let's see if we can get some more of this little belly out of this thing. Looks like this little ridge right here, if you can see it. It's hard to, I need to scoot back so I can stay more in the camera, I think. This ridge right there, I don't know if you can. There it is. See it. It's got some pretty good curvature to it, so I think maybe we can run a good section off there. I think. But would it be wiser to come back here and start? I think I'm going to come back here and start actually. That might be the wiser thing. To try to keep everything uniformish. Maybe try to keep the flakes all... Uh-oh. That didn't feel good. Run in the same direction. Huh. I wonder the remaining force wouldn't remove it. It's really on there. It's really, really on there. Alright, so I need to skim that off and I need to deal with this, and the platform is not right for any of it. None of it is. So I'm gonna have to try to change the platform all around. When there just ain't much, just little chipping away at this stuff either. It's hard. Guess we're gonna try to pick at it with pressure to change and manipulate the edge how we want it. Because it's not going to work like that. There's too much concavity right here to probably really run an accurate flake up in there. The edge is way too thick here to try to hit that way and run some of this off, and it'll scoop out, and I really don't need that much off here. It's just a little bit, where I really need a lot off of here. So it's got to change. It's just not gonna work. That's easier, better. I just want tiny little flakes off that side. Several of them. Am I gonna get them? I don't know. There we go. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. So that should have given us hopefully what we need to run this little amount off the back side here, and then hopefully that'll turn the edge to, especially with the new convexity that we've just created here. So hopefully I can now drive the little amount off of here that I need, and that'll change the angle and everything back up inside here where the convexity is good, and give us a way to blast that off there. Nice. Now it's all nice and flat. But it really didn't turn that angle back, so it looks like we're going to have to manually do it again. Okay, and now a little brush with the coarse abrader in the correct direction. Hopefully will okay, so yes, we have a lot more convexity here. But there's still almost this little step fracture thing on the top. And this convexity runs all the way right to it off this main ridge. And it's going to want to fan out. So I don't think it's going to be wise to just try to take this large mass right off the beginning. But we're pretty well set up, I think, to begin to blow flakes over the thicker mass here in the tip. You can see that's all still here. So I think if we can run a series of flakes and narrow the side right here to this, like, you know, all the way up into here a little bit, then we'll have a lot more success when we get to that. So I'm going to start manually with pressure. Maybe. Let's see here. If we can get a point started, that is, in this tough Texas chert. Come on. Well, okay, let's now. Okay, so you can see this. I actually picked a bunch of material off going that direction, which caused me this good platform to begin to roll flakes hopefully over there. I really don't want them to run that direction, so we'll just kind of see how it goes. I think I'll maybe hit it right in the middle more that way and see if I can just get this big knob off there first and then make it go. Nope. Alright, I'm gonna try to the side. That doesn't look good. Whoa. Hopefully it fixed it. Not fully fixed it, but wow, it took off a lot more than I thought. We did leave a little goof there we'll have to deal with. Okay. I'm trying to focus on not really running a lot of these diagonal flakes and trying to get a flake pattern coming in from the sides more consistently and seeing if it helps me keep everything more regular. But so far it seems like I don't have much consistency with that. So I mean, we're definitely removing the mass, just not in any way that I thought we might would. Well, should be able to definitely take the strike back here on this now, because there's the platform. We've got all the convexity that we need. You know, now that whole step fracture dude that was over here on that side is gone now, so I mean it really shouldn't be an issue. Like a narrow flake, very narrow. Huh. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going. This is just rather for learning purposes, I guess. I'm not really have set out to make anything today, so if it become something great, then so be it. Okay, so it's all obviously not gonna ever work out for anything, so we need to lose a lot of thinness there. And honestly, it's so thin that there we go. I was like, man, this stuff surely is wildly tough, because if that had been any of the other stones I possess, that thing would have snapped off so much faster. And I mean, you can't just do a little, oh, I took a flake thing. Every strike on this stuff is pretty much full throttle. Like, give it what you got. Like, it's just not even doing it. I mean, there's not convexity, but I'm not trying to drive a flake. I'm trying to take convexity flakes. There we go, and it's just like saying no, sir. I don't want to do that. Better keep a pretty pointy point on this thing, or liable to just do absolutely nothing. There we go. It's like once you get it started, then you can begin to remove a bunch of little convexity flakes, but you really got to get something broke loose first, it seems like. Kind of chalky concrete type little areas in here. Yeah. The good thing about this being so tough is you really should be able to make a lot more with something a lot thinner, so not that there's not risk of snapping and breaking, but I feel like you really would be able to do a lot more with it. Well, and then the durability of the tool would be a lot more too. try not to braid it quite as much. There we go. Trying to build convexity on here, but I don't know if you really can too much with this thin as it is, but you have to try. I don't know. See if we can hit that right there. And drive that off of there. It's kind of running down the side of a little step fracture, so maybe, yeah, it got right under that step fracture. I bet the step fracture actually helped remove the flake. Of course it's going to snap, shatter right there. Pretend like it wasn't the most solid stone in the collection. It didn't feel, well, it did alright. Said it didn't feel good, but it wasn't bad. It's actually a good smooth termination. Alright. Let's just give it a little, maybe. This stuff doesn't really show the flake scars all that great. It's definitely not horrible, but if you're going for a pretty arrowhead, this particular piece wouldn't be the best. If you're going for sharp, though, I bet this thing will take the cake. Kind of shaping up. Yeah. It's becoming something. Maybe I'll try one more pass that direction before trying to turn over the edge. Okay. at least a short section of pass anyhow, because still a little bit of a belly there, and we're gonna have to have some type of, this is a very convex area running up. Basically this is just a big ridge with a convexity running into it, which is usually never a good thing in the way of, you know, running flakes, because they prefer to run a convex surface over a ridge. So looks like I've maybe started an entry point there for running that side, but first I'm still gonna focus in right here. A little bit. It doesn't need much, and I'm not gonna shoot straight in. I'm gonna give it that angle. These will be more like convexity flakes instead of longer diving flakes, because I don't want to just shoot in there with a bunch of step fractures and make it look bad. It's really helping to kind of turn the angle there, so it's my goal. It's almost like there's just a really fine point in which to roll your edge over the opposite direction without mutilating your edge with step fractures and that's bad. That's probably gonna snap right off. So let's just deal with it right now. You might not be able to see it, but it was shooting, almost every one of those was shooting flakes off, so. Small flakes, but. Okay. I need that. I don't need it, I want that little step fracture out of there. There we go. Okay, so, well, we lost more length. We lost the tip. We have to rework again. That's okay. Maybe it'll help us here. Okay. Well, I'm going to start down at this corner and try to turn over to the other side. Start wiping out this ridge. But first, I think it's going to be one of those things I just have to do a lot of on this material to keep the precision and to keep flakes blowing off. Okay. Where'd we go? There we go. It looks good, so we're just gonna. The platform is low. You know, it's that side of center line, which is what you want. It's convex, going into that ridge. I mean, I'm kind of going against the grain of the ridge, you know, but we have to get an entry point somewhere. We got to get it kicked off some way. But this is not concave running into the ridge, so it does have a curvature to be able to run over. So hopefully this will be our entry point into that side. Yep, it just scooted part of it off and kind of tapered out the other side there, so looks like I can take another one next to it. There we go. Looks like I might be able to get one more. Looks like it might be a little thin, weak, but I don't know. This material is pretty tough, so it looks like I still got the convexity and everything I need. Look at there. Just kind of following right up it. I don't know. Might can get another one. This platform looks a little... It's, you know, obviously we're not nearly that far of the center line, and I'd prefer the angle to be a little more like, you know, it's like kind of this angle rather than flatter, but maybe. I think I'll try it. I don't know. Doesn't look quite right. Looks like I risk really diving in for a deep step fracture, which would kind of mess us up, really. I wonder if we can knock loose this thin part here, and maybe it will have more of the angle we need. I mean, it looks like it right here. This thinner, weaker spot has a better angle, and if we can shoot a flake up beside it here and get a good start, then maybe that'll be more isolated, so even if it does try to step fracture, maybe it won't. I think that's what I'll try. I think I'll try to flatten the angle a little bit, actually, because it's almost got the opposite problem as what the other one does. So I don't know. Let's try it. It didn't really have the effect that I hoped for. Well, let's just try this. Let's try to rework the angle. I think maybe we succeeded. It's not as thick. Let's try that. Think it did it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's knock this little knob off. It's easier said than done. Try to work these angles. See if we can keep coming up this section here. This isn't to drive a flake, I'm just trying to... There we go. I mean, obviously it's all to remove a flake, but it's not to drive a deep flake. just all preparation. Actually turning the angle back the other way now just to get a little flake scar pattern going this other way where there is none. Can't really see it, but hey, it's there. And by maybe beginning to take a little bit more back off that side again, we'll be able to get ourselves a little closer to this. Area. Looks like it. It looks like it. I think so. Probably gonna shoot for a pretty hardcore flake right here to run this ridge off of this platform. I mean, it would be great if it came all the way back here. I don't know if that's a thing. It needs to be. Okay. Looks pretty isolated, so we'll see. I don't think it was a thing. No, it dove and scooped out. Probably wasn't quite isolated enough for that maneuver. Let's see. I wonder if we can come up here and start getting work back this other way with it. The angle don't look quite right. You'd think I'd stop waylaying this tip after as many times as it snapped. But I'm not. I'm not. I kind of like this stuff because it's really stubborn. So am I. Better be careful right there. I think I might need to take a moment and do some tip shaping. didn't sound good. Okay. What did I do? Whoa. Cool. Because I had a nasty spot up there that I created. But that removed the nasty spot. And looks like it really helped me out. As far as thinning on the tip and... Cool. Maybe we'll try another. Try another one next to it there. Run that little ridge it's got. Okay, it did well. I was worried. The way it acted crunchy-ish. I'm gonna take a few this other way. Yeah, cool. Cool. I'm gonna run one off this little ridge. No, not, well, did I? I don't know. It looks like it crushed right there. One thing's for sure, it dulls that tip fast. It's not kidding about that. It certainly does. Very lightly, and then less lightly, and then okay, let's see if I can fix my little crushy mistake there with maybe a series of flakages. There you go. Looks like it did. Looks like it did. I'm just going to follow it up with some more smaller. Cool. What is this? Let's... Come on. Give me something here. Not a snap, though. I don't want it to snap. Okay. Well, almost looks like it might be shaped by something, you know, like something or as something. But we definitely have a thick area here to deal with. Huh. How to proceed? Really need some of this ground area to be thinner. But I don't know about all that. Cool. I was really worried about that scooping. Cool. Let's see if I can. Almost need to go back here. Right here. Right there. There it is. Yeah, maybe. Come on. Give me a little edge turn here. There we go. There we go. Now I think we're in there. Now I want it to be ground well because it's all in the right angle and direction and all of the things. And I think my tip is still decent. Okay, I think that we can didn't do a lot, but it did skin off. That did not. That crushed. That crushed as well. Okay. Alright. Okay. Well. When it fails, sometimes you can try again. Okay, now that tip's definitely not going to support it. With this, I'm trying not to get it too narrow and thin because it just eats it right up anyhow. So, but it has to have a point or else it's not doing it much. I almost need something something stouter. Than this. I think I have copper that's harder. Might have to try to do something with it. I'm gonna abrade against those little step fracture things real quick and just see. I don't know. Didn't seem to do much, so let's see. Let's see here. Start back at the top and come back down towards it. See what happens by thinning by process. Now, let's just go right in here for the big step fracture. Come on, bro. That helped. We still got some ugly ones in there, but it helped. Yeah, I've got some pretty nasty stuff going on here. Maybe that. Maybe that platform. It looks like it's underneath that stuff. I'm gonna tilt the angle back some instead of trying to drive so deep in it. Just not gonna have it, dude. It's just not getting under there. Man, if this thing wasn't so sharp. Okay. Before we get too crazy, let's just bust out the sharp steel. Try to take off of this really blunted edge that's it is not helping us at all. So okay. see if we'll save ourselves with this deal here. Can we redeem the mistakes? Let's find out. Not with that, we can't. Not with that, we can't. Come on. Give me a spot. Give me an opening here. Well, let's try something. Let us try something ridiculous. Maybe it's not so ridiculous. Wham! There we go. Take that. So it slowly step fractured all into this low point that I was afraid that the more needle point of this just wasn't giving it what it needed. And so once we got down to this, I didn't know if it would blow through all those step fractures, but because I mean I really funneled a bunch of step fractures into one location, but man, it sure did. It's funny how it does. Because look what I did. I just had step fractures all in that thing trying to get there, but it sure did just blast through it. Okay. Okay. Still got some pretty ugly stuff here. I don't know if we can pick it out of there. Sorry, I'm really uncoordinated today. There it is. Guess we all have those days, huh? Well, I got a little bit of it out on the side there. I think we're going to go back to sharp pressure to pick off this back side here. It really seems to respond well to it, so However, I'm not sure that the pressure's capable of driving the flakes as far. But if you're not needing flakes driven really far, then maybe it doesn't. It's definitely worth it then. Especially if you're just trying to turn an edge. I don't know. Shooting them in pretty far. Shooting them in pretty far. Okay, I don't know what is happening right there, but there we go. Well, we're definitely funneling down to another one of these little thick spots. There we go. Then come. Ooh, yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't know, it might just be time to pretty much finish up with pressure, I guess. The indirect does not seem to be responding, so. Or, I mean, it is. It's just not in a positive way. I don't know. I am going to try it one more time. So I do think I need a pretty large flake, and I didn't think that this was a good setup for it back this direction, but I think I might have been wrong. I think it is following that ridge pretty well, so I think I'm going to try. It's a little sketchy. It's got a lot of waves in the ridge, but I think I'm going to shoot for this ridge here off this platform. Nice. Yeah. Good call. It ran it. Oop. For sure. Okay. Back to pressure. back to your regularly scheduled tuning. Well, we're going to go for that ridge with the little bitty step fracture there in it. Got it. This thing's looking pretty nice, really. I don't know, what is it? It's a triangle, man. Yeah. Alright, let's scoot in for this. For the pressure. Okay. I think I want to lengthen this. I know I run the risk of bending the fire out of it with this stuff, but I'm tired of trying to stretch and reach over my leather, so. Okay. I don't know which direction are we going with it. I don't know. Let's still got some thickness. It's weird to over here. Oh, I feel like I'll make that the point. Try to work some of this thickness off back here. And that dove in. Well, here we go, doling the fire right out of that thing that I just sharpened. Alright. Come on. Which one did I say was the point? That one. Okay. Oh. Easy. Yeah. I didn't quite get that sharp like I thought. I think I did that time though. shot up in there pretty far. Well, it looked like a dove right there. Ah. Is that it? On my thumb? How did it get there? Okay. Well, it's not perfect, but it's pretty cool. It's really sharp, and I'm surprised. I mean, honestly, that flake wasn't very big. I mean, it was like maybe the size of that one. So I'm pretty shocked at the size of point that I got out of that blade, honestly. And I don't know. This dude might be quite the thing to notch. So we will find out on another video.